Myra had always dreamed of going to Mars. She was fascinated by the red planet, its mysteries, and its potential. She wanted to be part of the first human colony there, to explore its surface and to discover its secrets. She applied for the Mars One project, a one-way mission to establish a permanent human settlement on Mars. She passed the rigorous tests and training, and was selected as one of the 4 crew members for the first launch. She said goodbye to her family and friends, knowing that she would never see them again. She boarded the rocket with her teammates, Alex, a pilot and engineer, Lena, a doctor and biologist, and Raj, a geologist and astrobiologist. They strapped themselves in and prepared for liftoff. Myra felt a surge of adrenaline and excitement as the engines ignited and the rocket lifted off the ground. The journey to Mars took 6 months. During that time, Myra and her crewmates bonded over their shared passion and curiosity. They also faced many challenges and dangers, such as malfunctions, radiation, isolation and boredom. They had to rely on each other for survival and support. They finally arrived at Mars orbit and prepared for landing. They entered the landing module and detached from the orbiter. They activated the thrusters and began their descent. Myra watched the window as the thin atmosphere of Mars turned from black to orange to red. She saw the rugged terrain below them, dotted with craters and mountains. They approached their landing site, a flat plain near the equator. They deployed the parachutes and slowed down their speed. They felt a jolt as they touched down on the Martian soil. They made it. They waited for a few minutes to make sure everything was stable. Then they opened the hatch and stepped out of the module. They wore bulky spacesuits that protected them from the harsh environment. They planted their flag on the ground and saluted it. They had just made history. They spent the next few days setting up their habitat, a dome-shaped structure that contained their living quarters, laboratory, and greenhouse. They also deployed their rover, a 6-wheeled vehicle that allowed them to explore their surroundings. They began their scientific work, collecting samples, conducting experiments, and sending data back to Earth. They were amazed by what they found: evidence of ancient water flows, minerals that could support life, traces of methane in the atmosphere. One day, Raj made a startling discovery. He was analyzing a rock sample that he had collected from a nearby hill. He noticed something unusual under his microscope: tiny structures that resembled cells. He called Myra over to take a look. "Myra, you have to see this," he said. Myra looked through the eyepiece and gasped. She saw what Raj saw: microscopic shapes that looked like bacteria. "Are those?" she asked. "I think they are," Raj said. "Life on Mars," Myra said. They couldn't believe it. They had just found proof of extraterrestrial life. They quickly ran some tests to confirm their findings. They were right: the structures were alive, metabolizing and reproducing. They contacted Earth and reported their discovery. The news spread like wildfire across the world. People were stunned and thrilled by the revelation. Myra and her crewmates became instant celebrities. They continued their work, studying the Martian life forms and trying to understand their origin and evolution. They also searched for other signs of life on Mars, hoping to find more diversity and complexity. They realized that they had just opened a new chapter in human history, the exploration of life beyond Earth. They felt honored and humbled by their role in this endeavor. They also felt a new connection with Mars. It was no longer a barren and hostile world, but a living and fascinating one. It was their new home.